So this bone is the humerus, and this is the head of the humerus that will join with the scapula's glenoid cavity, the head. On the lateral to the head we have the greater tubercle, and anterior is the lesser tubercle. Between the greater and the lesser tubercle we have the intertubercle fossa. In the medial section we have a rough area. That rough area is the deltoid tuberosity, where the deltoid muscle attaches itself. The distal end of the humerus contains two condyles. The condyles round articular projections. One of them is the capitulum, where the head of the radius attaches itself. This is the capitulum. This one looks like kind of a spool, this condyle. This is the trochlea. The trochlea fits into the ulna, so this is the articular area. In the front you have the coronoid fossa, this depression. The coronoid fossa, the coronoid process of the ulna will sit into the coronoid fossa when we bend our arm. Proximal to the condyles, the trochlea and the capitulum, are the medial epicondyle and the lateral epicondyle. Posterior surface on the distal end you have another fossa. This is the olecranon fossa, where the olecranal process of the ulna sits into. That's about the humerus. The scapula. So the scapula contains the glenoid fossa, where the humerus head sits in. This is the anterior surface, this is the posterior surface. The anterior surface contains the coracoid process. This is the coracoid process. This area is the subscapular fossa. Do you see that depression? On the posterior surface we have the spine. Above the spine is the supraspinous fossa, and this is the infraspinous fossa. This is the medial border, this is the lateral border, this is the inferior angle, that superior part is the superior angle, and this is the suprascapular notch, because it's a superior part. And the spine goes into the acromion process in here. Let's go with the radius. The radius, the proximal end and the distal end of the radius. The proximal end contains the head of the radius, and below the head, inferior to the head, or distal to the head, we have the neck of the radius. The radius also have a small tuberosity. This is the radial tuberosity. The distal end has a protrusion. It's a styloid process, like a stylus. You can write with this sticking out part, and this is the styloid process of the radius. Now the ulna. The ulna's proximal area contains the choroid process, the olecranal process. The olecranal process sits into the olecranal fossa. The choroid process is this sticking out part in the anterior surface. We have an indentation in here, and this called the radial notch, where the radius will fit in the notch. This notch, this indentation is the trochlear notch because it sits in the trochlea or goes around the trochlea of the humerus. And the distal end of the ulna contains also a styloid process like the radius, but this is the styloid process of the ulna. And that's it for now.